welcome back to my channel. Thank you to all those people who watched my video. I did not expect 11 of you to actually subscribe following just one video, but it's really nice. The Flosstube community is just the best community there is. Right, I actually watched my first video myself and I realized that I just went on a tangent and jumped from one thing to another one. It wasn't coherent because I can't edit. I'm just gonna leave it the way it is. It's Thursday, it's just after 2 o'clock, it's exactly 2 o'clock here in Cambridge, and it's been a crazy day. I had to take both cats to the vet for their annual checkup, and they hate going to the vet. As soon as the cat carrier was out, as soon as the male one, I have a girl and a boy, as soon as the boy Charlie saw it, he just went on the tantrum. He was meowing all the way to the vet. He was clinging to me when we were there. He completely clawed all over me and he was molten because he was stressed. Yeah, they're doing fine. It's just a normal boost up. We do it once a year. I'm happy to be back. No more stress, hopefully. Fingers crossed for a whole year. We don't have to see the vet because it's just too much. And I made sure my husband went with me this year because last year I went by myself. 2 cats. 2 carrier bags, you put them separately. They both were meowing, and honestly, it looked like I was causing some severe animal cruelty in my car because you could hear them on the traffic jam. Like we were stopping in the traffic, and everyone could hear them meowing. And we went through the vet store. And the reception is just like, oh yeah, it's one of those days. Yeah, but they're doing fine. Thank God we managed to keep their weight normally because I have 2 pretty short hair. And they're both neutered, which means they have a tendency to overeat, and they're very peckish cats. They constantly want to eat, and they're very spoiled. They only eat their particular pedigree. They eat royal canin, and God forbid we run out of that particular dry food because they're not going to touch anything else. But we ran out last week, and I ordered some from Fetch, and we were waiting for 10 kilos to arrive. We usually get 10 kilos because it's cheaper. And I had nothing to give them, so I just popped into Waitrose, which is my local store, to get some, and I bought the nicest one they had. No, they went on hunger strike. They didn't want to touch it. All this asked, like, your cat will eat Whiskas. No, my cats will not eat Whiskas. They just want Royal Canin for British short hair with a large pellet, so they can chew better because they have quite a big jaw, even though they're neutered, which means there was less testosterone. You neuter them at 9 months, particularly for males. It prevents the head from growing. Like the head is about this wide, and if you don't neuter them for at least 18 months, let them look a year and a half, the head will be literally this big. Because I've seen the father of my cat, and he looked big. It's a frighteningly large animal if you don't neuter them, and they spray as well. But my cats are fine, and I see the dentist. The weather is still raining, so yeah, cross stitch, something to cheer me up. I have a finish. It's not FFO, but it is a finish. I have finished it on Tuesday night, just as I said I would. I love it. I think it's exactly what I wanted it to look like. My husband really likes it. He actually doesn't want me to give it away. He says it's his favorite finish of this year for me. A success, and I have used the pattern from a magazine, so it's a win-win. I subscribe to all of these magazines and I never get the chance to stitch from them, so it's nice. It's a nice change that I actually managed to do it, which is what I've realized happened the first time I was talking to you about my cross stitching magazine subscription last time. I've mentioned to you guys that I got lots and lots of freebies from them. I have a bag. I've been subscribing for a very long time, and every single month they send you a gift. Like this one. This came back in 2012. And they have materials so you can actually do all 3 cards, or you can do Christmas decoration. There's enough material to make one. So there are 5 designs and you just choose the one you like the most. You can have a little holder for your scissors, with a little anchor for them. Another type of Christmas decoration. I have loads. I have, if I'm not exaggerating, I think I have past 3 years worth, which is quite a lot. So I didn't stitch for about 6 to 9 months. I think I was a bit depressed, I didn't want to stitch. So I accumulated even more, but I now backstitched every single free kit from this year. So everything released in 2016, I've stitched now. And I have some examples of what they look like. So this was the April kit, for example. And it's a needle holder. So they gave me a piece of felt, piece of either to stitch. The pattern came in the magazine on the cover, and they give you all the threads, the synthetic ones, but it's fine. They even give you the needle. They give you a bit of ribbon, and you can decorate it to what you like. So I've stitched this one, and then I've stitched in May. So this month, this is really recent. This is 2 kits. This came out last year, and there were 4 designs I could choose from, and I chose this one. Snow bear, polar bear. And then this one from the previous year, I did Rudolph, because for school we do Christmas assembly and we dress up. All the teachers encourage to dress up, and I dress up as well. And I have one of those headbands with a horn, so I look like Rudolph. And I have earrings with flashing lights, like little Christmas lights, and I always go crazy with the jumper. So this is a brooch, and it came in as a kit. So everything, the hoop, the backing, the actual pin for both of them. But if I don't want to wear them, they look really, really nice as bubbles to put on a Christmas tree. So it's really nice. The very first magazine came with a kit to make a bookmark, but they didn't give you enough threads, and the canvas was all wrong, because this is the template they give you to stitch them. And then they give you a piece of either, but I think they were supposed to give me size 16 and they gave me size 14. That's why I ran out of everything, and I couldn't finish the design. It was supposed to finish just like this. This was how I started, but I just ran out of space and I stopped. And up here, if I put it up close, I use my own variegated DMC to substitute. But it's a bookmark and I like reading, so for me that works really well. I had one kit this year. It's a little notebook. If you like notebooks, it's absolutely blank, and all you have to do is you stitch the heart. That came in February for Valentine's Day. This took me half an hour. It's really, really easy. This one is December or November issue from 2015, and it came with everything. It had the piece of felt you put at the back, it had the Rikki ribbon, it had a piece of string, and I had to get my sewing machine out so I can actually stitch it. Even you can see how rough it is, but it looks fine. And there were 3 houses you could choose from, and I chose this one because my husband wanted me to choose one, but they gave you enough threads to go for any of those designs. He just liked the blue, so I stitched the blue, stitched exactly what he wanted. I wanted to stitch the snowman from this one, but I thought, okay, I'll just do it as it comes. So it's all proportionate, and the stitching itself took less time than assembling, because for me it's the assembling bit which takes a while. And I have one of the kits open, so I'm going to show what's inside. So it comes with, this is to make tags for Christmas, for presents. It's enough to make 8, and they give you cardboard, 2 pieces, so you can make 8. They give you either, which is quite stiff, so it's all starched, and I took the needle out already. And they give you a bundle of threads and a string as well for decoration. And I'm just gonna unwrap it, because maybe this one will be long. They used to make the threads long, so if I go back to 2013, 2014, they're long. This is on the long side. This is actually really, really good. The last kit I was working with, the threads were this long. So it looks like they, if you go back, all the way back, they were more decent size. But as we say, beggars can't be choosers. Those are free gifts. They don't have to give us anything at all. I will subscribe anyway. And if they choose to give us something, I can't complain. There is another kit, which I want to do next. So I'll open because I was curious what's inside. It has threads, all bundled up, but to tell you need dark purple or light purple. You have pieces of felt, so this is to make wings, and you can see it's been laser cut, so it's pre-cut. You just have to pop them out, and you have the body, and everything is held with a needle. They give you the needle. They give you dissolvable canvas, so you can wash it with felt, and it will dissolve. I've done one of the kits before with this, and it worked really well. They give you the ring, so you can turn it into keyring, because it has the body, and you can do the back. It's the second piece of canvas, and they give you the ribbon, so you can do this thing, and they also give you a tiny one, like a ball. I don't know what you need it for, but it's inside. And the reason I'm showing you guys all of this is because I have a whole bag, and I feel really bad. It's sitting there looking at me. And sometimes when you work on a large project, you want to switch off, you want to do something really quickly. And some of them, they say it should take you very short time to do. This one came in to celebrate Queen Elizabeth II's birthday, her 90th birthday. So this one was in one of the recent issues, and I've stitched it on the night of Eurovision. So I was like, hey Britain. And you could choose just one design and do it larger, but if you do it larger, they would have been this large, and it would look disproportionate. So I stitched on both sides, and then they give you a piece of cloth. So I glued all of it. Thank God I have a glue, because all of those kits you absolutely need a glue. And I made a flag. And now I'm thinking maybe I should have cut this more proportional, but I wasn't sure, because when it was still wet, it was bending. So I left it long for more support, so it would look stiffer. But yeah, they give you the piece of wood, and it's nicely piled, and you make a nice flag. I really like it. I might take it to school, because we have to teach British values now, how the parliament works and what is democracy and why we have Union Jack and all of this. So it might be useful, or I can give it to someone in the history department, and then they can use it. The only trouble I had was with this kit. This was a horrible kit to stitch, because this was the worst quality thread I ever had. I had to use what you call it, the metal thing to put the thread into the needle threader. I never used them, but I had for this because it was so polyester. It was 100% polyester, and it felt, if you ever stitch with DMC satin, but worse, it's like a mixture of DMC metallic and DMC satin all rolled into one. And I made a mistake with his horns. Can't see it, because basically everything you see over here, it's my own charting. I had no more thread left, and I don't have anything similar I could substitute with, and I wanted to finish it. So all the back stitching just mine. I just made it work. But this one, which is more recent, is cotton, and this was a pleasure to stitch. It was really nice. So yeah, coming back to my plan for what I want to do. Every month when I get a new magazine, I'm going to show you, because I just received the current one. It's the one we just popped in last week for the mail. It's summer 2016, so it's a special one. They do 12 for each month, and then they do a special one as well. 2 special ones. You get 14 a year if you subscribe. So this is summer. It's not May, it's not June, it's just an extra. That means I get 14 freebies a year. That's why I have so many. And this is issue 306. And I can't show you the chart, but they give you 9 designs to choose from. And they give you enough material in the kit, which looks like this. This is the kit. They show you 5 stitch designs, but there are 9 to make a necklace. So you get 3 plastic buttons. You have even width, and you have threads in a really nice blue. So you can stitch 3 of your choice. And they also give you, I think it's a fox. Well, it has to be, but doesn't matter. Leather style cord so you can finish it off as a necklace. I think this kit is really nice, and my mom has blue eyes and she likes blue. She really likes blue, so I might stitch it and send it to her. And that's how the kit looks like. Everything is included. I have not opened it yet. And they also in the bottom show the preview for the July issue. You will have a choice, so you can make one of the 3 pincushions of your choice. So you can make the one you like. They give you pattern to make all 3, but they give you enough materials just to go for the one you like. And this could be a very nice project for a couple of nights. They say it takes you 3 hours to make. It never takes me 3 hours. Maybe I'm an extra slow stitcher. I don't know, but on average, like the flag took me the whole weekend. Because I'm very slow if I do freehand, or if I use the hook, all of one hand doubles my stitching time. And because the thread is so short, I just keep rethreading and rethreading and rethreading. Okay, second thing I want to talk to you about is, since I have finished the animal tails, I went back to my foxes. And you can see it here. I have changed the position. I have moved it. Last time I showed to you was this part, which I have now backstitched. And I open up the rest. And remember I told you, well, if you last video, I told you that I have 3/4 of it done. Well, I probably have 2/3 of it done, not 3/4. For some reason I thought I've done half of this flower, but I really haven't. Right, here we go. I'm going to show you. So this is what the finished design is going to look like. I had this flower fully finished, minus the backstitch, which I have now complete. I had this bud, all of the top, and those 2 finished. That's why I thought I've done half this. But I haven't done anything of it, and I have not done any of the background or the sleeve. So what I've done yesterday, when I picked it up, I have finished the sleeve in the middle, a little bit of yellow here, and I'm now working on this watercolor pattern which goes all the way to the bottom. And once I finish this, I'm going to just go to these 2 petals, work on them, and go this way, because I'm stitching sideways in order to fill it in, and also because I used to stitch depending on my mood, and to make it much more interesting, a bit more varied. Depending on what I was stitching, I would keep all my crosses in the same format, so I would all have them lying in the same direction, but I would have changed the direction from project to project. So this project, the direction is not the direction I choose to use now. I only use one way now. So I start right to left, and then for the bottom half, and then for the top half I do the opposite. But this one wasn't. But if I stitch sideways, which is what I do, I'm stitching like this, it's fine. It's exactly the way I stitch now. It's really easy. So yeah, you can see I've done this yesterday, this part, all of this, the entire leaf, and I've started to feel it, and I've done this, and I'm just feeling this background. Once it's done, the little bit here is the last bit of the first half of the chart. The chart comes as 2 A5 size, A3 size, they're really large, 2 A3 size things, and it's really large and difficult to work with because I like to fold my chart. It's too large. I can't use my needle minder to hold it. It's that big, but I have a groove on my Millennium stand, and I can feel it in, so I can stand vertically there. Yeah, I really like it. I've forgotten how much I liked working on this, and it's going really quickly. I probably spent 2.5 hours doing all of the sleeve and the background, because I've done all my house chores yesterday. I've done a lot of housework yesterday. I was really busy, and I'm having a migraine again, so I have to stop myself every hour. But I'm listening to The History of 7 Killings. It's the 2015 Booker Prize winner, and it's written by a Jamaican author. The book is nice, but it's it has a very thick Jamaican accent, which is nice because it puts you right in the life of the character. But I'm not used to Jamaican accent, so I've tried to read it. It's about 700, 800 pages. I have the actual book as a hardbound when it first came, because I tried to read at least the short list of the book price, if not the long list. But I had to give up on it. I found it very difficult to read. So I got an audiobook and I finished about 40% of it now. I'm 9 hours into it. And I find, like, yesterday the story was really gripping. One of the main characters died and became a ghost. And yeah, one of the voices in the book is the actual ghost. And I was just stitching and stitching at length. Kept listening to the book. And it got to the point when it's very violent. And it's very descriptive in its violence. It describes the rape as if you there witnessing it. It's full of swear words. It's not for faint-hearted, and a lot of drugs. Well, it's about drug trafficking as well, and gun trafficking, and living in the slums. It's hard. It's difficult. Like, there was a point yesterday when I was physically disgusted. The beating which led to the murder, when they left someone, they buried him alive. And he was trying to come out and holding his breath. That was hard. But you needed to get into the book. I can see why it won the Booker Prize, but the first 200 pages or so, you just go like, why? This is very special, that's why. Yeah, I wanted to show you, I've sorted all the threads for the Lanarte project. This is all DMC. All Lanarte kits come with DMC and Swigert. Yeah, I braid mine. It's not my method. A lot of people braid theirs, so they don't, when you pull the thread, they hold nice. Love buckle organizers. I have several. I think I have 5 of this, and I use the needle one, so I have 2 types. I left the needle one downstairs. This was the very first I bought, and you can see that I tried to park my needles here. You should never do that because it damages it. But I never had any problems, and I use the number system, so I never use the symbol for the key. Just write my numbers, and there are 40 colors, and I found all of them. Nothing is missing, so once I finish, I actually probably have a lot of threads left, and if I can match them to my color card, I can have something for my stock. I don't have the complete DMC collection, but I probably have about 70%. And another exciting thing I want to talk to you about was what came in the mail. I'm still waiting for Sue and Soul. They confirmed that they shipped, but still not here. And I'm waiting for a really nice package to arrive from Russia, from the Crossville magazine with Martian kids. And the most exciting thing happened yesterday in the morning. I quite like dimensions. I'm not crazy about dimensions because I have to substitute the fabric and all. But I do like some designs, and I like the old designs. There would be some point I'll make a video just about my dimensions stash, because I have a few. But there were 2 designs I really, really wanted for a very long time, and they're completely out of print. Impossible to find. And if I manage to edit this video, I will insert the picture. One of them is called the Winter Geese. By dimensions, and I've been looking for months. If you guys have one, you don't need it, please ping me an email. I would love to buy it from you. And another one I bought yesterday. I'm going on eBay every single day, just checking for those 2. Another one I like is called the Italian Vista. And I'll try to insert the picture here, but if not, if you just Google the Italian Vista, it's beautiful. And I bought it yesterday. It's the original dimension kits. They're made in America, they're packaged in America, so all the threads come as a bundle. And you can have a Chinese one where they're all pre-sorted. The one I bought is actually American, so I have to sort the cards. But when it arrives, I might be tempted just to start on it because I wanted the design, and I've been eyeing it, I kid you not, daily. I go on eBay daily for at least 4 or 5 months this year. I started actively looking for it back in December. So 6 months. 6 months I've been looking for it. And I logged in yesterday at 7 o'clock in the morning, and it was just put in by the seller. Like, literally, I think it only had like 5 views. Jumped on and bought it, and it's ridiculous. I think $69 It's not cheap with the mentions kit, but I was ready to pay double. I really wanted the original kit, so I did a little dance. I was really happy. Just one kit I'm looking for now, and I will have everything I really want in one place. I have very similar situation with my Mirabilia. I'm stitching my first one. I fell in love. You have to stitch a Mirabilia to actually like it. When you start it, it pulls you in. Like you want to do more and more and more. And at some point, I would like to do all of the mermaids. There are 18 designs, and there's one design which has been discontinued, so it's out of print. It's Queen Mermaid. The lovely Ray, she has purchased it in December, and she's done the full kit. So I managed to buy the pattern, the linen, the recommended linen, and all of the treasury pack with graining yesterday as well. So yeah, no, a bundle of eBay. I spent too much, but there's 2 kits I really wanted. Another thing came in the mail yesterday, which I wanted from Amazon. I like French design, and there are 2 books I wanted for a while. So this one has little motifs and samplers. I told you I love samplers. It's really nice, and this one I can show you because it has stitched examples. So the sampler, and they give you the pattern for it. You can have Home Sweet Home, which is in English. It's a French design, but it's in English. Very simple to do. They're all stitched in DMC. They show you different options. So if you do something small, they give you an example of how you can turn it out. You can turn it into the needle holders for your needles, for crochet hooks, which is handy. If you like gardening, there's a nice, very easy sample you can do. I'm not showing you everything, but I like this. I love Christmas. I'm always tempted to do all the Christmas decorations. I really like this. I might actually be stitching this one. Little bags. This is useful if you're into sewing as well. All the buttons, the tape measure. Things for the kitchen. Really nice. This is actually really tempting. I have another friend who has 2 little boys, and the youngest one was born 2 months ago. And I still haven't stitched anything for them because she had a difficult time with the pregnancy, difficult time with the baby. And I was supposed to see the baby for the first time last weekend, but I wasn't well. I had a migraine, and yeah. But this is, I think, wonderful if you have a little baby boy. Because most of the designs, I think, are aiming at the girlish things. It's a lot easier to find something to do for the girl than it is to do for the boy. Or you can do something classy. I like this. This could be turned into a really nice pillow to go on a bed in the bedroom. And then they give you the charts at the back, so it stops here and goes into charts. Highly recommend. This is the back of it, with the previews of the designs. And you can just pick one single cat and do it on a linen napkin, or you can do it on a, as a pencil case decoration. And that's the second book by Veronique Edinger. I can't pronounce her name, not French, I'm not going to try. But she's one of the most prominent French designers. She's really well known. She has multiple books. I have a lot of her books. And she started by designing for this magazine. Remember I showed you last time? The one I'm gonna stitch the baby sampler from. When the order arrives, what I will do is I'll pull all the threads at my petite treasure braid so I can show you before I start stitching what I think I will be doing. And this book is focusing on the retro designs. It has hundreds. It must have at least 300 of the tiny patterns. I can't show you the most of it because they come straight to the chart. And she gives you options. She says you can choose how many threads you want to stitch with. You can choose what fabric count you want. They just show you tiny examples. You can do Titanic, You can do sailing boat. So this is the summer holiday theme. They have very few stitch. The vast majority just comes as chat. You have several alphabets in there. A lot of things about Paris. So if you like Europe traveling, I love the microscope. It's quite early 20th century, late 19th century microscope. It's really nice. Not Anthony de Leeuwenhoek, but it's nice. Examples for decorations for the kids. Again, like you can do the laundry bag for the little girl, just stitch a doll, or as a bag that you want to put the babies when you go out. You stitch from, go with it. It's a really nice sampler, but it doesn't have a stitched example, so I can't show. This can be quite cute. I mean, I'm not probably going to stitch something that small, the tea bag, but it could be as a present. Tea strainer, you have a teapot, twinings, yeah, another tea bag. So you can stitch just anything. And they give an example that you can turn it into pot holder, for example. The bag you put on top to keep it hot. Actually, my stitch one of them. The problem is I have several designs. I would love to stitch one of those, but I'm scared that I'll stitch it and I'll struggle to turn it into the pot holder, because I just, even though I have the cloth, I have the sewing machine, and I do have the backing material you put, I purchased it just in case. I'm just still scared because it's not a straight line and I don't want to mess it up. It would be really obvious. When I started knitting, I never had problems with tension. Like, the knitting itself was always fine. It's the assembly of the sweaters I struggle with, and it was horrible. The way I would sew the finished project together was appalling. Straight away gave away that I did not buy it. I made it myself. Just looked rubbish. It absolutely did look like rubbish. It's another one. Kitchen. It took me a while. Like now, with all of these lovely designers coming up with a new inventive way of knitting, you don't even need to stitch things together. You can do seamless sweater. And I like satin sleeves now, so I don't have to. I used to struggle with the cup for the sleeve, trying to fit it in. It was just disaster. I love woven designs, but if you need a woven design, you know they do everything separately, with the back, with the front, with the two halves of the front. If you do cardigan, you have sleeves, and very often the satin sleeve doesn't work. And when I started, I used to follow the pattern, and the pattern doesn't always work because I substitute the yarn, or even if the pattern is perfect, a hunch, like I need a raglan to compensate. Now I know my body, I can model it on my favorite t-shirt, so I can do something. But it comes with experience. You don't know those things when you start. And maybe that will put off sewing. Because my mom can sew. In the Soviet Union, you struggle to buy stuff, even if you had the money. The area where we lived, both my parents are nuclear engineer. The area was not that central. And we struggled to buy. They brought the shoes. You had to queue for shoes to get them. And you got whatever was there. So my mom, she is a very good knitter, and she can sew everything. So she used to make all of the baby clothes, all of the bed linens, all of her gowns. She used to make all of the dresses. My mom is really good, and it looks professional. She still has all the Burda, the Soviet magazines, and she can design a pattern. She can take your measurements, and she can alter anything. So when she comes over, if I need something to do, I just collect it, and when she comes, she does it for me. But I would like to learn as well. I hate it when there's something everyone knows how to do, and I can't. It does make me feel a little bit left behind. Oh, there's one about Russia. I think, guys, this is wrong. It shouldn't be the little thing, because if it comes with a little thing, it's ikratka, you don't have a pronunciation for this. It's just called a kratka. It hardens the sound. What they wanted is an E, so it comes without the little thing above it. There's a mistake in the spelling. This, I think, is a book version, and it's really big, of the box they did, all of her designs for traveling. And this is, she had a box for traveling, she had a box for different countries. Within the box there were 7 countries. She had Asia, she had Europe, she had Russia, separate little designs. And then she did designs on retro clothing. I think she pulled just the favorites into one book. But I can't buy the box. I wanted to buy the box for the traveling box on Casa Sinina, and they sold out. And it was expensive at the time. This I bought on Amazon, and it retails for 25 euros. And I think I paid 25 euros for it, converted into British pounds. And it will last me for years, because if I need something really quick to turn into cards or just to decorate something with a dissolvable, water-soluble canvas, I can do a very, very, very good design. So yeah, my plans are, I'm gonna continue working on this. I'll show you again. I'm sorry I can't unroll it because it still has all the threads. I stitched bottom up, as I said, and I don't turn my work, particularly if I stitch in linen. People complain with the linen, the threads are they're different width. Some are thicker, some are thinner, and they find it harder to work, and the cross is not laying straight. I find the crosses are fine, but what I like is that I can easily secure on the front. I choose the thicker thread and then just go through the thread, and then leave a little bit of a tail on the back and start stitching. And that's the same way I secure. I think Caroline Mazidola, she showed the same technique for her hats. I can't do it if I'm stitching and I'm finishing, because there's nothing to go up. But what I do then is I still secure it somewhere I can, and then I turn it upside down, which is very easy to do on the Millennium stand. And instead of putting a little knot, I would hide it behind, so I don't have any knots. Because if you stitch in linen, it's really fragile, and you will be able to see the little dots. When you finish the design, when you put it in the frame, they will be sticking out, and I don't want that to happen. Right, it's another 37 minutes. I'll try to insert the pictures. Hopefully it will work. I don't know, but hopefully they will. I will have guests coming over this weekend, 2 sets of couples, but I will try to make a video on Sunday, because I'm going to have an FF4. I'm going to have my box of delights all ready for me to pick up from the framers. I did a lot of my own things to it. Everything was done with a bit of blink. Every single little, I did 36, the large one, and every single one has, exception of 4, because I just have really nice variegated yarn. If there were 2 colors, I chose to use Petite Treasure braid, and I did even French knots in them, so they're sticking out. And it's taken so long, it's taken 4 weeks to frame, because they had to use the plastic thing to put between the glass and the frame, so they could have the glass elevated above my really thick French knots, because I didn't want anything to squash. And I can't wait. I'm really excited. I want to see how it's done. It's not the frame I wanted. The frame I wanted, it's impossible to elevate, because I wanted a really, really narrow white metallic. But I went for wood. It's classic. My walls are white. And yeah, when I take the animal tails to the framers, I'll pick up my box of delights. So I'll come back with my progress in this. I might have a bit of a stitching done on the necklace. I don't know yet. I think I just love this, and I'm going to focus on this work for as much as I can. It would be so nice if I could finish all the bottom and at least 2 petals. Because Monday I'm going to have governor's meeting. I'll be working until 9. But if I can't make a video on the Sunday, I'll make a video on a Tuesday, because I have something to show, and I'm waiting for a lot of packages to arrive, and then I have to share them. I have to share, because you're the only people who will understand. My husband is not thrilled. No one at work's know about my hobby. I try not to press them with that. They already think I'm weird. hiking hobby. So yeah, lovely talking to you guys. Thank you for watching. Bye.